has been great. It has been here for like 2 days, and there is a lot of love flowing in. And even the reviews are great, and we are watching it in UK screening as well this week. So, how excited are you for the worldwide release?
I'm very excited. Finally, the film has come to an end, and uh, here we are with the release. So yes, I'm very excited, and fingers are crossed.
And even during a recent promotional event, the actual person that the story is based on, her reaction was very pure and very surreal. So how did that feel as a compliment for the film? She said that she is actually living in this film. So how does that feel to you?
Yes, I mean, I have known her for 2 years now since I started the research work with her. I listened to her story very carefully over, months, trying to understand and unravel her mind, and, to see where she's landing emotionally. And because for me, the film is purely about the emotion first, because it's a mother's emotion. So I was very, it was a very big exam also for me to see how well I have been able to uh, um, portray the story from her point of view, because she has lived it once. And yes, it was heart touching for me to see her reaction, because she cried through the film and she said, I cannot see Rani Mukherjee, I can see myself, I feel I have been transported and I'm reliving those emotions. So yes, it was I must admit, a little nervous to see her reaction, because, she's a real person, and I wanted to be responsible while handling her story, because she has children, and when children are involved, it will impact them. And I wanted to be honest and protect them as well.
No, the reaction was actually heartwarming, but there are some cultural nuances that are shown in the trailer, that some little cultural differences that have. So, do you feel that the cultural representation and the cultural acceptance has increased over the years since the incidents, and it might be towards the normalization of the cultural values?
See, I don't live abroad, so I cannot really say what is happening over there. I am making a story about one incident that happened to one person. So I have to be honest to what happened to her. So I have to focus on that as a director and writer, as to take the story and put it on cinema for people to see what happened. So that is my attempt. As I said, what attracted me to the story was the emotion of the mother, that it is an emotional story of how a mother can become when you take the children. If you take a small puppy from a dog, what is the dog going to do? She's in her natural form. She's going to come for you. So this is what attracted me to the story. It's a very, very basic emotion of a mother. So it doesn't matter where the mother is from, Indian, Bengali, English, Canadian. It is interesting to see how people react, how mothers react. So that is the story. I would have, it would be interesting to make a Swedish mother story, because what excites me is the mother's journey, and how she heals herself, and how her spirit is so strong that how many ever times you try to, as you will see in the film, are we all not like that? I'm a mother, I am like that. I fight every day for my child. Child doesn't need to be taken away from me. In my head I'm fighting, outside I'm fighting, food I'm fighting. It's all our mothers have fought. It's incredible story. It's an ode to all mothers.
That brings me to my next question: the sentimental value that the relation of a mother and child carries, and to carry that into the film, and during the challenging times like the COVID pandemic happened and people had all the restrictions on the sets. So how hard was it for you to stay true to the story or to the elements of the sentiments?
um the thing is, it was difficult for in many ways. Firstly, because it's a real story, so one has to be very truthful to the mother, of course, and to the children who are there, and it's going to impact them. So that is the first challenge, to write a script also because it's not a documentary, it's a feature. You're expecting to have people come in and be engaged to that screen, not to the phone. So that is a very big challenge in today's time. You have to plan your film accordingly, so yeah, you pick up this real story. It's not an action film, it's not a horror film where you can create things, you can create elements to get reactions from people. This is an already said story, so you have to create it in such a way that people who already know the story are still going to watch the story in the hall. So so writing the script for that is the first challenge. And then because there was a pandemic and the story had 3 languages running, because it's a Bengali mother who lives in Norway, and for an audience who speaks in Hindi and English, it was a very, very challenging just at script level. Then there was a pandemic where we needed to go to another country to shoot with a unit of 100 people. Just the transfer of people becomes a big problem. So we had to negotiate visas, and then we reached there. Estonia is a fantastic country. They were wonderful. They were all, supporting the story and feeling the emotion of the project. It was all there, and we had so many mothers on our set. So, and all of us, there was this undercurrent of just helping out each other in, you look after your baby, I'm coming, okay, this one's diaper has to be cleaned, so we will do this angle. So it was a challenge in every way, but it's a different and a very beautiful challenge. So I think this film is blessed by mother's magic.
And what all research did you go through before turning this story into a film? Like, did you go through the news articles? Did you go through the media outputs?
Yes, I went through a lot. I went through a lot of news articles, lot of whatever was there online, and through the documents, the courtroom documents. Then I read up on all the child protection laws, rights, then human rights, then everything. I was all constantly reading, and it's difficult to understand these laws and to make a courtroom drama. Apart from that, you have to also do things for a sort of a dramatic effect, because as I told you, to watch an already said story on TV, to watch it again, you have to make it, package it in such a way that it's also engaging as a film to watch, apart from just the story. So yeah, a lot of research went into it. And even technically, I wanted the film to have an international standing, because we are not just in India watching it, the story is set abroad. So when you go and from an Indian context to a foreign context, everything changes. Colors change, light changes, the way you dress vis-a-vis the other people changes. Lot of things come into play.
And well, even during the promotional event and everything, Rani ma'am was like, she had the clause that she has to have some time for the kid and for her own child. So, and then you guys adjusted to that. So, how was it working with Rani ma'am?
Working with Rani Man was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. She is a very a very compassionate mother. She understands what it is to be a working mother, because she herself is one. And but she loves she gives her 100% to her film as well as to her child, and which is also what I have actually learned from her. In this, apart from that, she is a Bengali mother. So the part is written for her. And and she has this amazing $1 million face. Apart from that, these fantastic expressions. She's a born actress. I think she was born to play this part, and she took the script and made it her own, and she felt it in her bones. You can see it in her performance. It's fantastic. And as you see the graph of the mother, because your how the anger changes to outrage, changes never to acceptance, and still have shades and everything. And so yeah, she was and she was a good learning for me also. Every film is a learning, of course, because as you work with actors, as a director also, you become sharper. You need to be on top of your game. Apart from that, you're competing with on an international platform. You need your film to have the technical expertise at par with world whatever is happening in world cinema right now. So yeah, I mean, it's it's a challenge.
Well, that brings me to the fact that you have had a long journey from different films and different episodes on television as well. So, what would be that one lesson that you would share for the budding directors who are like trying to get into the field?
There's a lot. I can write a whole book on this. But you have to believe in your story, whatever you want to say, 100%, and and stick to it, and make it the way your voice tells you to. Whatever you want to say, you have to stick to that and make it that way. So that is what I would like to tell the budding filmmakers. They have to stick to it. It is a very difficult profession, also because there is always a end date to the film. Then there is a public scrutiny. Apart from that, writing is a very, very difficult process because it's film is made at the writing table, editing table. So yes, it is a difficult profession you have chosen, but it is a very rewarding one. So just stick it out. It's the best.
Well, and like analyzing the public reviews, the one thing that has come out from the people is that the ending is very numbing. You don't have feelings for yourself, but it is like you have been absorbed into the character itself. There were two, three people that I've talked to, and they have loved the background music of the film, and they feel that it is also the part of the journey. So, how do you categorize? Do you feel that music and all the elements of the film make the film together, or is the story the because making a film like this, which is also gripping in sense, so that is a very tough job to do.
Yes, I mean what you're saying is right. Absolutely. The story is the as I said, you have an emotion, and then you have everything behind it. So when you have the emotion of the mother, you need the right lighting, the right colors, the right house, the right casting. Just one person cannot be acting brilliantly. The whole package has to be great. And music, it combines the whole film. It's like the salt in the food. It has to be perfect. In fact, it's an enjoyable score, and also it has to keep you on the edge of your seat, because uh, that was how it was for the mother. So she has felt it, but obviously in her real life there was no music playing. But because we're making a film, the music played such an important part. And the three songs that are composed by Amit Trivedi, they are so haunting and so beautiful, whether it is Shubho Shubho or Pucho Ye Maa Ke Dil Se or Ami Jani Re, which are Bengali words, which is, a mother knows what the child wants. So, yeah, music, I feel, is the binding glue of this film, and any film for that matter. So one has to it's a difficult department to crack, of course, because there are many renditions of music, and as sometimes you have to change the edit to accommodate the music, sometimes you have to change the music to accommodate the edit to get the correct impact for the audiences. So yeah, but one works backwards. When you have the right emotion in front of you in terms of script and acting, performance, and visual, then of course, then the music is the binding and the most beautiful factor.
So, well, this feels that it is going to be a great blockbuster, not just on the box office, but on the people's hearts. And wishing
I
you the
hope
best for the
so.
film. And thank you so much for connecting.
Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you.